Hello, and welcome to episode 72 of The Third Wheel. I'm one of your hosts, Aaron Conway.
And I'm your other host, Hamish.
And today we're joined by an old computer science colleague and friend of ours, Alex Ingram. Alex, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, I'm good, thanks. How are we doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Would you just like to introduce yourself a bit?
Yeah, so as you said, name's Alex Ingram. I met Aaron and Hamish when I did computer science at Warwick. Became part of the Comp Sci Dons. Originally, I grew up just outside of southeast London, coming from a small town called Jordan's Wood, just outside of Bexley. Yeah, now I'm working in investment banking as a foreign exchange support analyst. And yeah, it's pretty much me for now.
I was going to say at uni, my earliest memory of you was in first year, when, like in the earlier lectures when I used to attend, you just always have a beanie on. Like, if I saw a beanie, I knew it was him. I knew it was Beanie Kid.
Like first year, I went full hipster. I'm not gonna lie.
To be honest, yeah, like I remember everyone else in the class was mostly silent, yeah, but you'd be willing to be loud, yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I remember. Yeah. Like cracking off a couple of good jokes in my time at uni.
That is like my distinct memory of you. Like back of the room, it was always at the back of the lecture as well. Back of the lecture centre.
Was he?
And somehow you would, in first year, I think, anyway. It's because I associate with a certain room. It's the
exploring room, the 101 or whatever it was. I'm thinking upstairs in DCS.
I was going to say humanities building.
Oh no! What?
Oh really? Oh, where did we have lectures about web design? Oh, I can't remember his name. The lecturer
in physics. I'm Adam Chester.
Yeah, Adam Chester. The same with what did you used to call him? Bug catcher.
Who said that? Is there a joke we missed out on?
I think it was a Pokemon reference about what was his name?
He's got to catch them bugs or something. Is that?
I can't remember the lecturer's name, but I think it was in the physics building. He was a skinny guy, quite old.
Mike Joy.
Yeah. Someone used to call him Bug Catcher. Something like that.
I love Mike Joy. I hope he's doing well.
Yeah, no disrespect to the guy.
Yeah, here's my dissertation supervisor.
Oh, no way.
Because Adam Chester didn't take my dissertation.
Dickhead. Beef. Why not?
He just said anyone could do this. I was like, cheers. And then I went to Mike Joy, gave him the exact same pitch, and he was like, yeah, that's really good. I was like, sweet, I'll just do it then.
I had heartbreak when I went to Theo. Did you have Theo for
Here's machine learning guy?
Yeah, I went to him for my dissertation. He turned me away. I've never been so heartbroken.
Oh, the hype around Theo was like, he had a bit of a hype that he was just like sick. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
He was a funny guy. He was a good lecturer. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing more to say. That's all you want from a uni lecturer, isn't it? You want someone that you can get along with, who answers questions, who's friendly.
Yeah, we've mentioned Comp Sci Dons there a bit. That was basically just a group of us in computer science, our WhatsApp chat, pretty much, and we were all a part of that. When did you join, Alex? When were you like officially inducted into the group?
I think I met Hassan and Cam first, who then brought me into the wider group.
Yeah.
But I can't remember when I officially joined.
Did you join before Hamish? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Probably everyone joined before me. Let's not lie about that.
Yeah, the bar sort of just gradually lowered, Hamish.
But yeah, computer science. We all did computer science. If you couldn't gather that from that conversation, if it stays in or not.
Memories.
How did you find like computer science and like especially at Warwick?
Oh, it's a mixed bag, isn't it? So, we could get real deep. So my first choice was actually Imperial, but I didn't get in because I missed the A star in maths by like, I think it was 3% or like literally 3 marks on one paper. It was tiny. That sucked. But yeah, so I ended up going to Warwick. I don't actually think that I'd seen Warwick campus before I put it as my reserve. Yeah, it might have been a bit of a silly thing to do, but I'd say it worked out pretty well considering I got there and I was very pleasantly surprised compared to Imperial, which is like, concrete jungle, London city.
Yeah, for sure.
So I get to Warwick and I love it, to be honest. I stayed in Westwood, as you guys probably remember by the fact that you never went there. For context, for those of you who haven't heard Warwick or don't know anything, so it's a campus university. Basically means most of the lecture buildings are in one, like it's like a really, really small village right in the middle. And then all of the accommodation goes further and further out of or from the center. And my accommodation was about as far as you could possibly get from the center of the uni. And by that, I mean like where the shops were, where most of the lecture halls were, where the uni club, the copper rooms. Oh man, that brings back some memory. You know, where most of the main attractions of Warwick are. And and my accommodation was like 15. It was basically like living in the suburbs at a university.
I think Westwood was like talked down upon because it was actually pure shit from what we know.
What?
Like the accommodation.
Well,
that's why I thought it was talked down upon.
I thought Westwood was a nice one, but it was just far.
Yeah, it was far.
Was Westwood ensuite?
No,
because I thought Sherborne and Heronbank were the ensuite ones that were all on the left side before they built the buildings around it. But
I'll go with mid-tier. Mid-tier. If we were to do a tier list of the accommodations, it would be B, maybe C. There was one set of accommodation. Was it White?
Whitefield.
Is it Whitefield?
Honestly, we're just adding words to the end of like.
I'm going to Google it. Yeah, Whitefield's Hall of Residence, I think. Yeah, ooh, not good.
Oh, there's a tab article. Things you'll only get if you lived in Whitefields. They don't call it shitfields for nothing.
I was about to say disease. But it was nice. Like, you only sort of got the hustle and bustle of the campus when you wanted it. And it was quite a nice walk, I'd say. And the closest to Varsity, which, as we know, sick pub.
Oh, that's controversial towards Hamish.
Yeah. Oh, no.
I feel like it was overpriced and shit.
It was overpriced. However, I've got many good memories of meals there and drinks. And I once got dared to go there so it was after a night out, people from Nightcoat, and I got dared in the kitchen of the halls. I turned up in my dressing gown and male Ugg boots.
Okay.
And somebody dared me to go to Varsity in that outfit and they'd buy me the meal. And you just said it's not cheap there, right? So it was probably a £20 meal, I'd say. £20 meal and a drink.
Hamish, Google Uggs.
How do you spell Uggs?
I think you could rep them.
But they're male ones. They're like no frills per se. Almost halfway up to the knee in length.
Add a Nike swoosh to it and Hamish will be on it.
Sold it at JD. And yeah, you know, first year, strapped for cash. Bit less mature than your average 18. Well, actually, whether I could say bit less mature than your average 18-year-old. You are at uni, so everybody's got to learn. But yeah, let's put it this way: it was the fastest £18 I've ever made in my life.
£18, decent then.
Yeah, right. And I got there. This was after a pretty heavy night out, and sort of just to add a little cherry on top, I managed to get myself a nice double JD honey and Coke with my morning meal.
I thought you were about to say you might have managed to pull yourself a nice lady. You went out like that.
If I'd have managed to pull anyone apart from the police in my dressing gown and Ugg boots, Christ, I think I might have actually been repping the beanie as well.
Probably. Was the beanie blue?
No, black.
I remember like a greyish, bluish type of one.
You know, RIP though, because I've lost that beanie. It was my favourite hat.
Oh, shit. Alex's beanie and Irish's Chelsea scarf. They're like two iconic fashion computer science fashion choices.
Oh, man. I remember that scarf, I think. How did he lose it?
Did he lose it?
Oh, sorry.
I can't remember.
I thought you were mentioning it because he also lost it.
Maybe he did. And I just don't know about it.
Text him.
Don't know that story. Yeah. I haven't spoken to him for a while. Just be like, hey, what?
Oh, by the way.
Yeah. On the podcast with Alex, we were just wondering.
You're live on the podcast right now.
Oh, yeah.
We don't usually call people when we do.
Yeah, imagine.
The third world does prank calls.
No, I would hate to do that because I wouldn't want to be prank called. It's just long. Just a waste of time.
That was such a primary/secondary school thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Prank calling. Probably a knock-on effect of, you know, mobile technology being new as well.
Yeah.
You've got all those young kids sort of experiencing it for the first time.
But Warwick,
sorry, that was a massive tangent, wasn't it? I think I spoke about everything apart from computer science. I loved first year, obviously getting to know everybody. The courses were all I wouldn't say generic, but they were all easy enough to understand that it was like a welcome invitation. Obviously, the fact that first year only counted for 10%, I mean, that's more than some courses. The fact that it counted for anything, some could have seen as a bit of a nuisance, to be honest. But yeah, a lot of subjects did not have a graded first year. Whereas, like I said, 10% is not that much. But yeah, it was content that was easily digestible after a night of getting ploughed with alcohol. Let's put it that way.
I'm glad you said with alcohol.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Some people might be getting very lucky. And then second year took a hard nosedive for me. I hated second year. I was also having trouble with my sort of home life at uni. You know what I mean? That bit kind of sucked. And yeah, I found a lot of the content in second year just horrible, completely uninteresting, boring, difficult to understand. Maybe not even difficult to understand. Probably just the boredom, acted as a wall for me. But I just was not enjoying the subject. You know, thank God I had you guys. I was thinking about this the other day. One of my favorite memories from second year is I don't think I'd been to a lecture for a week, 2 weeks. Yeah, innit? And because we were living in South Lem, I met up with Hassan and Cam. I think they were just walking past.
Yeah.
And I don't know, the thing that I remember most was Hassan's like actual joy to see me alive and well. It was, I don't know. I don't think I've seen anyone happier to see me than him that day. It was so nice. He was like, Alex, man, I missed you. And he gave me a big hug. And it was, I don't think I've ever told him, but I really needed it. It was so nice to see.
No, that's cute.
I was going through some troubled, some trouble at the time. So
for a second, I thought you were going to say, you know, one of my favorite memories of university was, you know, going to a lecture. Yeah. Just going.
Yeah, sick.
There was a point where I was worried, like he walked into DCS and it was just me and you arguing about something petty. Like there's no need for it. That's what I was like. I don't know what it's going to be as well if he says it, because I don't remember what we were arguing about.
Hamish arguing with people. That's probably why you're both on a podcast now. Probably bounce off each other quite well. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't listened to. I think I watched maybe the first couple, but yeah, I haven't been listening. I'm sorry, guys.
That's fine, Alex.
You know, you got 72 episodes, including me, so
yeah,
must be doing something right.
Plenty to catch up on, Alex. It'll take a while.
We also have the Clips channel.
You've got a Clips channel. What about Reacts?
Soon come. I'm thinking, what episodes? Who have we had from computer science? Who do you have that Alex will know?
You've got Josh KV.
Yeah.
TK.
On it.
Other names that I could remember.
Samuel Ball. Maybe we didn't have met him because it was been too young.
You've had Liana's not from.
Yeah.
Liana, but we know her. You haven't actually had many of the Dons on.
Yash was the first one.
Yeah, Yash was the first one, of course.
We do have plans to message some for future things and start seeing if they
some.
want No.
Some. Cut that
out. She's like, you know who you are.
You know, that's swearing for no reason.
Whichever dickheads made those stories about me in first year.
No, basically, like, because every month we just basically pick names out of a hat onto who we should message and we try to separate so it's not everyone. For example, we don't want to do all the Comp Sci Dons in one go.
Yeah, that's fair. That reminds me, what are the absolute scenes? Hamish sent me a text. Aaron, I don't know if this is usual. Obviously, you've spent more time with Hamish recently than I have.
Okay, go on.
One of the texts he sent me, I think I was just saying how I'd been on the phone or something. He was like, the trap line's always blinging, yeah? What on earth? I was like, Hamish, I'm going to be honest with you. I've got no idea what you just said.
There's a good reason I sent that. Yeah,
Alex, that is perfectly normal.
One second. I'm just trying to find where I said it.
I don't know what he says half the time either. It's probably was that
go along with it?
Was that a lyric, Hamish? I'm guessing.
Yeah, it means like his phone that he uses specifically for legal activities is always going off. So like he basically said, "Oh shit, I didn't see this" or something. Yeah, and I saw that as an opportunity to use that line. I use that line to anyone who says, "Oh shit, I missed this message," because I've been so busy. I'm like, yeah, your trap line's always blinging, yeah. I use them.
Alex is just like, you what, mate?
So when you say like your hotline bling, yeah, like in the Drake song, yeah, it's like, yeah, it's your phone's always ringing off, so it got buried in the messages or whatever. But yeah, it was basically like, oh shit, I didn't see the messages for the draft topics or something. And so I'm like, yeah, trap line's always blinging, don't worry. And he's just like, bro, what the fuck? For some reason, I thought you would have knew, but I guess you didn't.
Hello?
No, but like for some reason, I felt like you may have listened to a bit of it because you were at Smack and stuff. You may have understood.
I mean, everyone was pretty much at Smack, Hamish.
At some point or another. Through neither want nor will of their own.
Yeah. I feel like Smack's just one of those places, even if you don't like the music, you're just there for the culture. Do you know what I mean?
The culture.
Yeah.
Do it for the culture. Go to Smack.
Can Smack please sponsor us? Because we talk about Smack so much. Like,
Reach out. They probably would.
We're going to hit up the boy David Ramsey.
Yeah. Shout out.
So you've got Neon, Smack, Casbah. Oh,
Copper Rooms.
Casbah. And Copper Rooms. It was 4, innit?
Oh, there's like there's loads like Assembly.
Oh.
And do they count?
Oh, yeah.
Assembly. No.
That next to Neon.
Actually. Assembly was more like a concert hall, wasn't it?
And was it something?
No, I think it was literally just a...
Was it called Zephyr?
Zephyr? Yeah.
I don't know.
So 6.
What was that one where Aki used to go, the Shisha Lounge or something? Was it the Asian night? There was Temple Lounge or something. I don't know what it was. In Cov.
Temple Lounge?
I don't know the correct name. But
no.
If you're listening, let us know.
I don't know why, but that made me remember ASOC Ball.
Oh yeah.
That was sick. That was lit.
1 year we went, yeah, I swear, that was such a sick time. Sick food.
Aki didn't even make it.
No,
that's a different event.
That was missed.
That's a different event. That was missed. He literally missed.
That's funny. Was that shit? Yeah.
I think we were all there for ASOC Ball.
Yeah.
Because we were all outside.
I don't think anyone wanted to miss out on ASOC.
Yeah, all the Dons were outside.
Do you know why we went? Yeah, it's because Cam and Hassan were ultimate hype men for them. They were basically ticket reps. Yeah, they weren't paid ticket reps. Yeah, but they were basically ticket reps. And at the end of it, we all had a ticket.
Funnily enough, I don't know how this will come across, but I was genuinely nicely surprised by the amount of non-Asian people at ASOC Ball.
Were there a lot?
Yeah, I remember because obviously I was in the minority.
Yeah.
For once in my life.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And it was nice to sort of be able to look around and see that there were other people. I don't want to say other people like
yeah,
but people that weren't Asian were also there, so it was quite nice.
Yeah,
I do feel like it was quite easy to get into the Asian society.
Yeah, I think we can move on from university. If you want?
I didn't even get to 3rd year.
Yeah. I was going to say, Alex, I think, was the only Italian person that I had met. Alex, are you Italian, right? You're Italian?
Yeah, I'm half.
Ed Barp, Hamish.
Oh, shit, yeah, Ed Barp.
Who?
Ed, do you know Ed Barp? We've had him on the podcast. He did some computer science modules. He was a housemate of mine in 1st year, so that's like how I really know.
Would I have seen him around DCS?
Yeah, I think so. You would have
only in 1st year, or
no, more later years, like 3rd
I probably do know him, but don't.
I think if I showed you a photo, you'd like.
Yeah. Because my memory for faces is much better than names.
But yeah, 3rd year. Did we want to get on to 3rd year?
Yeah. I mean, 3rd year, so like massive up.
Oh, really?
3rd year, massive up. Considering how bad 2nd year was for me. Like 2016, I didn't think I could have another year that was as bad for me as 2016. 2020 came and smashed that record. Luckily, I have the option to work from home and I'm a massive gamer. So my hobbies and work weren't really affected by it. So I've been incredibly fortunate by the whole pandemic situation. Obviously not being able to see my friends and have them over, go out or anything, is just horrific. But I have definitely not been impacted as badly as some people.
Yeah.
Bless them. But 3rd year, the modules in it were sick. Like some of my favorite modules, machine learning, robotics.
We did graphics. Did you do graphics, the Pac-Man game?
Yeah, graphics was pretty cool. But graphics is one that I struggled with quite a bit. Just not the way my brain works, I suppose. I'm not that visual with things. And I've just remembered neural networks. That was a sick module. That was so interesting because it was like a mixture of psychology, biology, and how it all fed back into computer science. That module was fantastic. I love that one.
Oh, yeah, we did compiler design.
The That was horrific. I think I genuinely flunked that coursework so badly.
What was the automata module? The one where we wrote in Java C or something?
The lecturer there, that was my dissertation supervisor. So I did my dissertation on a pre-picked subject because my dissertation that I wanted to do was like machine learning for music. So like, you know what Spotify does when it selects tracks for you to put on your Discover Weekly or your release radar, pretty much that. But Theo was probably right in that, you know, to actually be able to do it with any sort of measure of success, or you need a access to like a massive database of music. So it was probably infeasible, but
would have been interesting.
Just heartbreaking.
Yeah, would have been.
Yeah, I would have loved that instead of what I actually did for my dissertation.
What did you actually do?
So do you remember Automata?
Automata.
So basically, Automata are like it's a mathematical concept of computation. And what I did with it is make it real. I made a computer program to simulate automata, because they're only meant to work in they have states. So you either have, I think it's like a 2-state system where you either loop or you go to the next node. It's basically like a really restricted flowchart.
Mm-hmm.
And based on the input, you have an output, and that's judging by that gives you a change of state. And basically, I had to take something like that and just upscale it massively and have it be able to understand like an infinite alphabet. I might have my dissertation somewhere, so you could have a read of it if you're interested, but I am not going to talk about it.
Link in the description for anyone.
It's not for the faint of heart. Let's put it that way.
I don't know why, but when you said automata, my first thing I thought of was just the group chat going off, like in those lectures. Let me see if I can find.
Yeah, I do remember there were a lot of memes around that time. It was the way he said it as well.
There, I found a message. Drink every time he says automaton.
Yeah, that was a bit of a dead subject.
Yeah, look, I'll just see like group chat, just like,
oh my god.
And then there's like just loads of people going, just replying automaton.
Oh, bless him. He's actually such a nice guy, but he does pronounce things. Do you guys have favourite lecturers? Shout out to, was his name Florian?
Florian.
He was a don.
He seemed like a good guy. I just didn't like the sub.
Oh, the sub. Well,
like,
wasn't it mathematics for computer scientists?
Yeah, I just hated that. So
that's fair.
Probably clouds my. Florian.
But he himself was a very cool and interesting guy.
He was a cool guy. But
the subject matter.
I don't know. Matt Leake was always someone in first year.
Matt Leake, that was it. Yeah,
he was just first lecture, and he takes a piss out of other lecturers and takes a piss out of himself, and it was just I wasn't expecting it, and I was like, oh shit, this is really cool.
If he ever listened to this and found out that I didn't mention his module as one of my favorites, which it is, Matt, if you are listening, shout out computer architecture, and I think it was ACA, Advanced Computer Architecture. That was another one of my favorite modules in third year.
Yeah.
Even though I couldn't remember it to begin with.
Fourth year, I had this person for natural language processing. He was actually really, really good at explaining all the stuff for natural language processing. That was one of my top modules as well. So that guy was sick. That was a lecture I could keep up with, to be honest. So even though I stopped attending at some point, once again, but that was something I could, get along with. Who was it? The automata guy was good, I'd say. But it was lectures, I won't lie. They were sleepy. I don't blame people for going sleep in there, but if you're in his lectures, I feel like you could do the work week in, week out with ease. Yeah, we're not saying anyone's a bad lecturer. We're just saying we have our preference.
We have favorites. Yeah. Everybody's got favorites.
Yeah, I may not understand something that someone else says, but someone else may say it better. So Aaron may not like foreign, but you may like foreign, for example. Preferences. Who was
Prashant's dad? Prashant's dad, yeah.
Oh, shit.
The guy who used to draw his eyebrows on.
I assumed there was reasoning for that. I thought it was.
Yeah. Reason, yeah. He was very bold.
Yeah. I would actually say Adam Chester was a decent lecturer. The only one bit that gives him massive negative point is when he told us to memorize the 10 points of the flipping HTTP protocol or whatever it was, and then didn't put it in the exam. I'll never forget that. I'm not good with memories, but if I learned the 10 steps here, if I managed to memorize it and you don't put it in the exam, fuck. I just remember at the back of that, what was that? That was in the sports center. We were in the back of the hall. I was sat all the way at the back, and I saw it wasn't in any of the questions. I'm like, fuck.
Adam.
Instantly, I'm like, I've lost 25 marks already.
Oh.
It's been a lot of reminiscing.
Yeah,
man.
I know. I'm feeling like
Nostalgic.
memories, man.
Would you guys go back?
Yes. I mean, like, if we all went back to, like, chill, what I want to do, me and Aaron have discussed this here. What we want to do is we want to record an episode on the DCS for old times.
That would be sick. Can you imagine that? Comp Sci Dons at DCS reunion.
Yeah, no, that'd be cool. Would I go back? As in, like, would I do, like...
Would you want to relive it or go back?
Either would you... Either or, I suppose. Would you relive it or go back for a Masters?
Oh, I already got a Masters, and so does Aaron.
Oh, yeah.
But like a PhD then.
PhD,
Okay.
sorry, yeah.
Okay, maybe not PhD, unless everyone that we were around, like everyone that we knew in all our circles. Uni was what it was because everyone was there, right?
Of who was
So
there,
I'd relive it. I'd relive it for sure. But I'd relive fourth year in a loop. Fourth year, even though I missed some of like people like yourself, Alex Ingram, and so some people only did 3 years. Like for me, that was the best year. Third year, I don't mind reliving. Second year, I don't mind reliving. But yeah, so like I wouldn't actually mind living the whole 4 years. But I don't know if I'd go back now. It wouldn't be the same.
No, it wouldn't.
I feel like
it would feel quite empty.
It would taint your memory of it if you did it now.
I think it'd probably be better to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
If the Comp Sci Dons chat, if we got a message today being like, "Oi lads, PhD, what's the motive?"
What are we saying?
Yeah, what are you saying? What are you saying?
Well, I'd say, sorry boys, I've got to go do a Masters first.
Oh yeah.
You don't have to do a Masters to do a PhD, do you? As long as you have a degree, I think
not
you
a
can
prerequisite?
It makes sense.
It makes sense to do it, but I think you can. I think you can do it without a Masters. You can check.
I don't know. Or if it was like Masters and or PhD, and then I saw the yeses coming through, like, oh yeah, I'm down. Or I'd be like, oh, you know what?
Well, let's go.
Maybe you got to do it.
The thing is, then we all get there and like, this is a mistake.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because like they'll be going to try and live the same lifestyle we did like in those 3 or 4 years here, but it wouldn't be very feasible to live that same exact lifestyle.
But the uni lifestyle changes so much year on year.
But I feel sorry for the people at uni right now because imagine.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're not at uni right now. That's the point.
If we're saying in this current like climate and
that's no way to experience uni. Yeah, I feel for them.
But if you said there was a rewind button to like 2014,
oof. Yes.
I probably would be tempted to press it.
I would probably press it. I think I could get more out of my uni experience.
Yeah. Not that I don't like regret it, like what I've done, but like I could have done stuff differently.
Yeah, for sure.
But then it was a learning experience, and like we had to learn it that way.
Yeah, like I am who I am now partially because of uni, but I definitely matured so much when I went to university. It's insane.
Yeah.
Like the person you are before uni and the person you are at the end of uni, it's two completely different people.
Yeah.
Because you get to experience independence and it changes you. It does.
Yeah. I feel like the communication skills or the social skills it gives you is just unparalleled, especially like someone who wasn't very social before. Like I feel like even if you're not a social person, like you learn a lot of interaction.
Yeah.
And you meet a lot more different people than where you are or where you grew up with.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys want to talk about that because I obviously was quite outgoing from the get-go.
Yeah.
Like that's just who I was. I didn't really struggle with any of that. But if you guys want to talk about, coming from maybe a more shy background or not being as talkative, that's quite interesting.
So I wouldn't say I was necessarily shy. I just had a lot of issues with a lot of people that prevented me from like doing certain things. So, and the things I would have wanted to do with my friends, usually we couldn't afford it back in the day. So we'd just be chilling, just normally without whatever it costs it. So when it came to uni, like I would say I had the confidence to walk up for example, in my group here, if I had to go up to the like cashier to ask for like, oh yeah, look, the pound coin is stuck on the pool table. Could you help us out? Like, I wouldn't mind doing
I see.
In that sense, but like meeting people and knowing how to socialize, etc. I didn't know how to do it because I only had basically a few friends throughout my entire life till that point. So like that was one thing that I learned. But once again, then I didn't know the boundary between a joke and stuff because I'd always only spoken to, for example, my few friends from home, right? So I didn't know that people had boundaries when it comes to sensitivity and things like that. So that was like a lot I learned at uni. Aaron would usually tell me, bro, you can't say that. You can't say that. I can remember countless times Aaron has told me, bro, you can't say that.
I think we all said that to you at some point.
And I was just like, what do you mean?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Yeah.
Dum, 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 dum.
Yeah. See, so like, Alex, this is why Hamish thinks he can text you stuff like... I've got what even the line was.
Line always blinging.
Yeah. What about you, Aaron?
I think I was even when Hamish said like about that pool table and the pound coin thing.
I think I was there.
No, I was gonna say I think I would have even been shy to even ask about that. I don't know. I like my friend made like I remember once we used to go out in Romford, like me and my friends, and there's a club there, and there's like the McDonald's opposite. So do you like get McDonald's afterwards?
I've actually been to Romford, so I know exactly where you're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Don't big up Romford, man.
I got so gassed then.
Yeah, but that's
yeah, you know Romford. Yeah,
I know I shouldn't, but I feel like a sense of loyalty towards it, you know. But I remember seeing my friend making a joke like when McDonald's added in the self-service machines, that must have been the happiest day of my life.
Oh man!
Just because I did have to go up to like the counter and ask like what I would order.
Really?
So I didn't think I was that bad, but apparently I was.
So yeah, uni's definitely changed you considerably, considering you're now running a podcast.
Yeah.
To be fair, the podcast does make us look like we're very, very, very social people, when in reality we're just talking to one person and we're not in front of an audience or anything. Do you know what I mean?
No, but a lot of people couldn't do that. A lot of people really struggle to maintain conversation. It's a real skill set. But I watched a video sort of analysing, you know, Joe Rogan. He's got probably one of the most famous podcasts out there. Like everybody knows who he is. I saw someone analyze a video, like analysing his techniques of what he does. And it's just incredible. Like just the psychology behind it is really, really cool, of how you get a complete stranger to warm up to you to the point where they don't know each other. And at the end of basically every episode, we get the person saying, I love you, man.
Yeah, I'm always impressed when a guest tells us that afterwards.
You'll get it from me. Don't worry.
Episode 44, Aaron? Memories?
Oh, what a time.
Context. Hello?
No context. Let's move on.
Listen to episode 44, actually. That episode is so funny. I think you'll enjoy it. Just listen to it. It's just so funny. But the sexual tension in that episode was at an all-time high.
Yeah. Swiftly moving on. What were you even talking about? My head's fucked.
Yeah.
I come on and completely derail the podcast.
We were just talking about how good like Joe Rogan is, so professional, and I'm here like
the social skills. We were talking about social skills.
Oh yeah.
And it did teach me. I realized what I thought was formal coming into first year. I realized I looked like the most road person in the flipping lecture still, and I was just like, okay, so there needs to be some improvement that happened. I started to improve slowly. You could probably see the gradual thing in like hairstyles and like my fashion sense change at uni, because all I was ever exposed to was basically what I was wearing in first year was what I thought was formal.
I'm glad you said change and not improve. But
I love that. Like how many years has it been? 4. And you're still the same, still ripping into Hamish. It's great.
Yes.
Nothing's changed.
We spoke about it quite a lot, like just how uni's kind of changed us, I guess.
And you do build lasting friendships. Like obviously I'm here. We don't talk very often at all, but when we do, it's like, you know, you just go back to it.
Yeah.
You know, familiar faces, memories start flooding back.
Honestly, I'm feeling this is like super happy right now. I don't know how to explain it, but like I'm super happy right now. Like genuinely, I've been enjoying the conversation so much.
Oh, thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. I mean, same here. It is nice when Hamish texted me. He said, "Oh, just think of it as a catch up." Pretty much, that's what it is, right? We're just chatting shit.
Yeah. What have you been then like up to since uni?
Oof. So I think I probably brought it up at the time. So I left at the end of third year. It sort of was a bit of a surprise. It wasn't part of the master plan. Obviously, I'd enrolled in the 4-year course, but I didn't get the grades in second year to actually do the Meng.
Same, yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to do the Masters of Science.
To be honest, that was worth it. It was cheaper. It was cheaper to do it that way, Alex, speaking from experience.
Maybe. But, and the topics that I was allowed to pick from just didn't interest me at all. I remember you guys, we've gone from, so what did you do after you? Back to uni.
You can see where we're stuck. You can see where we're mentally stuck, right?
No, so I left after 3 years instead of 4. And I hadn't done any
job application.
Yeah, I hadn't really been looking for any jobs. I hadn't done a sandwich year. I hadn't done any work experience. But don't they call it something else when you're at uni? It's not called work experience, is it? Like, yeah, internships in my second year. Because I didn't think I was going to be leaving in third year. I thought I'd be able to do that in third year to leave then in fourth year with something going forward. So that was a bit of a struggle. So I left uni and then pretty much chilled for, I'd say, a month. And then my dad's best mate runs an estate agency. So while I was looking for jobs and opportunities, I worked in an estate agency part-time. Fair credit to him for taking me on and helping me out. Can only hope I did a good job for them. And then I got onto a training course with a company called M3 Consulting. So it was pretty much like a refresher on what I'd done at uni, which was fantastic, while also teaching me new stuff to get me up to date with the current sort of job culture, like how to interview, tips, tricks. Yeah, just like good knowledge to have for the current climate. That unfortunately didn't end up going anywhere. But while I was with them, I managed to land an interview with a different consulting company called Talent, who are mainly based in France, but they have an international presence. Yeah, luckily they took me on without actually having sort of a role for me as my first job. And it was, like I said, it was a consultancy. And they put me out in France for 3 months. It was only meant to be 1 month stint first. And I went to a location or city called Amiens, which is about an hour and a half north of Paris. And we pretty much did web dev there. I was helping them build a site for like the French equivalent of Black & Decker, which was quite cool. So yeah, well, as you probably know, I did not do very well in what was it called? Web design? What was that module? First year.
I just called it web dev.
Web dev, basically. It's not my cup of tea. I don't enjoy, like, you're very visual for that kind of thing, aren't you, Aaron?
Yeah.
I remember you did bits in that.
That's what I do. That's what I do out here. You know what I mean?
That's me. Yeah, not really for me, but I could do all of the back end stuff. I just don't find it that interesting, but I can do it. So we did that for pretty much a month. Me and 3 other guys, one lady and 2 other guys. We were all living in an Airbnb together, like a three-story Airbnb, sort of 10 minutes away from where we worked. The city itself was so pretty. Like, it's got a big cathedral. It's got like a really, really nice parade of restaurants next to a lock. It's a canal and a big park. And like, yeah, it was just a really, really picturesque little town. And then 2 of us were contacted to stay on and go to the Talon HQ in Paris, whereas 2 of the other 2 had been given or started to interview for job opportunities because they fit the profile. I'll touch on that again because it was quite funny. So Maria and I went to Paris. We stayed in I think it was the 13th, was it the 11th arrondissement, which is like northeast of Paris. And we stayed there for 2 months and worked in Talent HQ. Our project was working with a little robot called Spoony. It was meant to be like the next gen office assistant, pretty much. Like, it used a lot of machine learning and probably natural language processing too. It was meant to be, it would overhear you talking about, I don't know, meeting up in the future or having a conversation or having a meeting, and it would do things like book your room for you or order in like food and drink and all of that.
What if you're joking? Do you know what I mean? Like, what if,
no. No meeting. Don't do that. Don't buy the champagne.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was the gist of it. And we basically got it to, I think when we worked with it, it was still in its rudimentary form, but we managed to get it to map the building. So we gave it like pretty much a map of all of the different rooms in the building. And if you asked for directions to one of the rooms, it could guide you. And it featured very, very, I'd put them like cute, human-esque, like hand-drawn maps of, so obviously they weren't perfect. They were like literally done in paint with like mouse-drawn directions. But yeah, so that was meant to be like the human sort of cutesy aspect. And yeah, so that's what we achieved in the 2 months there. We also gave like several presentations, but Spoony was the thing Talon were focusing on at the time.
The experience of just working in another country, in like particular France, how did you find that?
It was, so coming out of uni, you're exploring and going to new places is sort of still fresh on the mind. So you're quite adaptable. Paris itself fantastic city. There's so much to do, so much to see. I definitely missed London while I was there, though. Like, the one thing that bugged me, I suppose, is, well, I suppose two things, is they have a this is a bit grim. They have a real rat problem. Like, it's horrible.
So does London, to be honest.
No, but so, like, I don't think I've ever seen a rat in London. Obviously, I don't live there, but I've been in London at, like, in the small hours of the morning. I've never seen a rat. Whereas Paris, oh boy. And also the French people, they smoke so much and they just like flick cigarette butts everywhere. Like, you'd fill up a Hoover in 5 minutes. But those are the negatives. The positive are, it's a fantastic city. You've got so many different tourist attractions. Every restaurant, you could find one in just some small corner on a back alley and it would be fantastic. Like, restaurants, drinks, food. They've got it all, pretty much. It's a really nice city. If you've not been there, I would definitely recommend going to visit Paris and just taking it in. Go to a small coffee shop, have a coffee, go get drunk in a bar, go see what the French people are like. Obviously, I was there during the World Cup. Big up France because they won it. I was there during you probably saw me on Facebook.
I think I would have seen it.
Posted one my what's it called, the banner on Panorama. It was probably one of the best photos I've ever taken because someone lit a flare just as I was taking the photo. So it was a really cool panoramic shot of the Champs-Elysees filled, I mean packed with people. I've never seen so many people in one place. But it was like sardines walking up the Champs-Elysees towards the Arc de Triomphe.
Yeah.
And someone's lit a flare and it's given the whole photo like a really cool red lighting aesthetic. It was pretty sick. But yeah, that was the year of where it's coming home. Do you remember?
Yeah. Oh.
We were actually at Warwick for that year. We remember, we have like memories of the piazza getting burnt by the sun, like literally burnt.
Oh, damn.
Celebrating that. Those are mad times.
Oh, it's one of those things where, like, if England won, you probably would have been gutted not to have been here.
But considering the French one, absolutely incredible. The vibe of the city during the World Cup, especially as France started to do better and better. Like, the French people really know how to party. Let's put it that way. They were. It was so cool to see sort of the joy that football and winning the World Cup actually brings to a people. I can imagine, obviously Paris being at the center, but I can imagine what happened in Paris happening all across France.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just, I'm not sure if I'll ever live to see or to be in a city whose people have just won the World Cup. And it was one incredible experience. Let me tell you that.
I believe.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe we can recreate 66.
Football's coming home.
I've not got very high hopes.
No, I can't say that.
But yeah, so that was fantastic. I think I returned home shortly after that. And then I think it was about 5 months that I was just working in Talon's London office while I was still like interviewing, looking for opportunities. And I wanted to do something in development, obviously being from computer science. I really do enjoy programming. But at the time, there didn't seem to be many sort of development roles within banking, which is where Talon sort of focused. That's their expertise. They're in the financial tech industry. But fair credit to the account manager there at the time. He spun me a support role. It's the first interview that I actually had with Talon in London was at BNP Paribas, again a French bank. So as you've probably noticed, my experience after uni has gone from sort of Midlands England to France, and it's stuck with the French since leaving uni, pretty much. So it was the first and only interview that I had in London with Talon, I think. I interviewed with the global head of FX support, so FX being foreign exchange. Probably not global. I think the London head of FX support at the time, a guy called Philippe, who scared the shit out of me, and he still does. Hopefully he doesn't ever hear this, but if you do, Philippe, you scare the shit out of me. So he gave me like the generic sort of grad interview, and then I had like the round 2 interview there and then, because he called in the manager of the team that I'd be joining sort of there and then to give me a follow-up interview. So I was interviewing for basically 2.5 hours. But luckily for me, the team lead at the time was really into dev. So I just spoke to him a bit about my opportunity with talent in Paris. Because he was also, as you can imagine, French bank. A lot of the management are from France or French. Well, the two being the same. But, but yeah, so I told him about my opportunities at talent and what I'd been doing with Spoonie and the dev that I'd been doing. And it turned into a lecture because he was big into development. He told me he like started grilling me on what I'd been doing, and he started like giving advice on how he would have done it and how it could be improved. And I basically just took the time to take notes and listen to him. And I think he must have really appreciated that because I got the job. But it was the one time that I've been to an interview and just sort of listened instead of spoke. Because the guy just spoke to me for about half an hour.
Yeah, it's a nice change.
Yeah, about development, like the support aspect of the interview just flew out of the window at that point. It was basically just me and this guy Julian just chatting for 30 minutes. And like I said, I think he really rated the fact that I listened to him so intently and was happy to learn. I think that was probably the key, really. He saw that I was really happy to learn, and he saw how I was taking notes and listening to him, and he probably thought that was the mentality that they were looking for. Then I got the news 2 weeks later as I was I was boarding a plane to go to Cape Town on holiday, as I got the text from the account manager saying, "Alex, you got the job." So that was a pretty sick feeling, like getting on the plane, landing in Cape Town, and thinking, like, first thing I did was pretty much call my parents, be like, "I got the job. I'm gonna go holiday now. Bye."
No, that's sick, man.
Cape Town, fantastic place. If you haven't been, I really recommended it. I would really recommend it. South Africa's incredible. Maybe not now with their variant of the virus, but yeah, South Africans are a laugh. They're so friendly, and they're always up for a drink and for partying and for music. It's really nice. It's got a good vibe to it. Lots of tourist attractions. Table Mountain, Stellenbosch. Like, you've got some fantastic water. Not to drink. I mean, like, it's obviously a coastal town.
Yeah.
And yeah, pretty much since then, I've been working as a support analyst in BNP Paribas in their foreign exchange wing.
No, that's cool, man. It sounds like you've been had quite a few pretty cool experiences since uni.
Yeah, I mean,
which is wicked, man.
Count myself as pretty lucky. Not everybody gets to go and work abroad.
No.
And funnily enough, I turned 2 years old at BNP Paribas on Friday. The 29th of January is my BNP Paribas birthday.
Congratulations. So, when this comes out, it'll be like another 2 weeks. So like a month.
That's also my mom's birthday.
Oh, really?
Wait, shout out Hamish's mum.
You're not gonna listen to this, but okay.
Yeah, but I always like to shout your mum. It's fine.
Cut that.
I'm happy to I don't make your mum jokes anymore.
I know.
Wow.
But that was presented on a plate for me.
I was testing it. I was like, should I give it to him? Let me see if he can hold himself back. And I did it, and you couldn't.
One thing that's been like quite recent in the news, and you mentioned earlier you are a bit of a gamer. Paid much attention to any of the Gamestop stock
to the moon, Jimmy, AMC.
What's like a bit of a rundown, like the basics?
Yeah, sure. So
in like layman's terms.
Layman's terms is a bunch of hedge funds were shorting GME stocks, i.e. they were selling them. The whole point of shorting is you open up a position by saying that you're going to sell your stocks. And what you want is for the price to fall, because then you open a position here saying sell, and you're hoping that the price of the stock falls so that you can then almost close your own position by buying back. And basically you make as much money as is the difference of where you buy and where you sell. So what they're hoping to do is short it when the price is still high, and then buy it back when the price is really low. And they make all of the profit in between. And, hedge funds are pretty much massive. They have like massive capital behind them. And they're probably leveraged like 10, 100, maybe even 1,000 times that. Leverage, if you don't know what it means, basically a multiplier on the amount of money that you put in versus that you actually have to play with. So if you put in like $1 million and you're leveraged at 1,000 times, you're actually playing with $1 billion. you know?
Right.
So it just multiplies the profits that you can make, but also the risk that you take at the same time. So a bunch of hedge funds were shorting GME stocks, and there's a Reddit known as Wall Street Bets, and these guys are absolute nutcases. For the most part, they make some ridiculous fucking bets and calls and such. But for whatever reason, they took particular offense to people shorting GameStop, and instead, what they've done is banded together, and I think it's expanded well past that subreddit for now. They've banded together, and everybody's buying GameStop stocks and their derivative. It's AMC. I don't actually know too much about it, but I think it's the movie and film arm of GameStop.
Yeah, AMC's like, films and cinema and that kind of stuff.
So the effect that has is because everybody's buying, the price is being driven up and up and up. And so these hedge funds that are banking on the price going down are just getting shafted. Like I think GameStop stock started at $20 a piece, I think. And now I saw it like the other day. I think it's up to $300 per share or stock of the company, which is ridiculous. So basically the hedge funds, hopefully banking on the shares going down to like pennies, have now lost, and it's not that they've lost $280, they've lost $280 worth of price difference, which multiplied by however much money they've put behind it. I don't want to even think about it because it just brings tears.
One company went bankrupt.
Yeah, pretty much. And so all of these hedge funds are either, I don't know, if they get bailed out, that's going to be pretty sus. But they're losing shit tons of money. And the whole controversy is like everybody's looking at it as if Reddit is manipulating the market. When really, like, if Reddit does it, what makes that so bad considering it pretty much happens every day on a corporate level?
Yeah.
You know, it's only now that, because basically the trading platforms that people were using, like eToro, Robinhood, to buy these stocks and shares, started disabling users and stops like allowing them to buy these stocks, which is peak corruption right there. It's meant to be a free market. You can't just stop people from buying stocks. I don't know. I think there's definitely going to be some legal action there because that seems highly illegal to me.
The people on Reddit, I mean, from initial understanding, there'll be a good bunch of gamers on there that, you know, they may have different interests. But when you violate the Americans gaming aspect here, bro, shit kicked off here. Like, they could have continued to violate hundreds of other companies, but the moment they went after a gaming company, bam, they triggered them, and then they all grouped up, and then they all went after them, And in a long time, I was telling Aaron and some others, I haven't had so much fun reading the news, since, like, this stuff has happened,
The memes have been incredible as well.
It's like, you got to play that, young girl. Like, I'm loving it, I was literally just enjoying the thing, and I was like, literally, if they didn't fuck with GameStop, they would have been allowed it, because Reddit wouldn't have come after them. But they fucked with GameStop, and then that allowed, you know, the Reddit community to all gather up. And actually, sadly now, Wall Street Bets has moved to like a paid for website now or something now. So
okay.
Capitalism won and done, but you know, not joking. I'm joking.
I like to think about like who was like the single Redditor who made that like post.
He was named like, as well. He was on an article the other day.
He looks like Liam Joy. I sent it to Liam. I sent Liam a screenshot like, Liam, why does this guy look like you?
That's pretty much the end of my knowledge of what's going on. But yeah, he was. I saw his face on an article. Like, it was literally one guy who made a post on Wall Street Bets that started the whole movement.
Yeah,
it's just, I just find it so fucking funny that it's literally a bunch of Redditors, bunch of gamers, with like $50, $100, $200 banding together to give the biggest middle finger to hedge funds and Wall Street that I've ever seen.
You could see like in the media where the money started to pile in and everyone started to take the negative narrative towards it and everything. But the thing is, like, if people were classing that as insider trading, I'm like, if that's insider trading, then like that's a public knowledge, like, but and as people were saying in many different ways, and I'm going to slightly agree with this opinion, is like the middle class and the upper class were all happy whilst they were fucking everyone else. But when some people entered and played them at their own game, suddenly they weren't happy with it.
Yeah.
And then there was a billionaire that came on the news or something and was complaining that people should be like getting sued and whatnot. Shut up, man.
Yeah, there was a news article or like an interview with, I think it was the head of Interactive Brokers, who literally admitted to market manipulation live on air or something like that. It was crazy. Like, the guy should be behind bars for saying stuff like that. If he's not at the end of it all, then I'll be very surprised. But it just goes to show the corruption that have. If you've got enough money, like, you make your own rules.
I think allegedly the Republican Party started to like step in to like get these, like as you said, those people couldn't buy anymore. In certain companies, they couldn't buy any more GameStop stuff. Like, politics got involved because obviously if the billionaires are pissed, but obviously there was like reasoning such that they obviously have a lot more damage on the economy if they blah 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 and all that shit. Yeah, but honestly, that was like a very good fun 1 or 2 weeks, and now we're just watching the repercussions. And whoever owns the Reddit Twitter as well, they tweeted, "Oh, this is gonna be a fun one to explain to my therapist this week."
Oh my god!
On gaming though, Hamish has started streaming.
Oh yeah,
from Third
It was
World.
only a test stream yesterday. It was only a test stream.
You're diversifying, are you?
Yeah. If you want to join in, let me know.
Yeah, do you stream it all?
No, I don't. Obviously, on Discord, you can stream to whoever's in
Yeah.
the chat at the time. So I guess that to show my friends what I'm doing, or if they want to watch along, fine. But no, I've never done it on Twitch or on YouTube or anything like that. I don't know. You do have to have the ability to be entertaining for long periods of time, which I can't hack that very often.
Yeah, no,
apparently it's only like once a week is the aim for a few hours. Not that it's going to help us too much, but like just to get into the flow of it, maybe.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe it can help. You never know. You never know it. To blow up, you got to give yourself the opportunity, or you got to leave that moment for it to happen, right? So
yeah, for sure. Yeah, do you guys game much then, or?
I don't.
I would like to.
I think Hamish should be more streaming than me.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's definitely one of my biggest hobbies.
Yeah, basically, I don't know what kind of games do you play. I see Assassin's Creed and Dark Souls posters in your camera. People can't see this, but
yeah. For context, my room is covered in posters. Like, I've got Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, Pulp Fiction, Hobbit, some Marvel, Django, Dark Souls, BioShock, Guardians of the Galaxy, more Star Wars, Ace Combat. Yeah, just a bunch. I've actually got some. This is probably going to be the most visual episode of a podcast you're ever going to have. I've got some displays here that I need to put up. So they're posters printed on metal.
Yeah, I saw a YouTuber sponsored by them.
Yeah, this one's a Dark Souls bonfire, done as like an oil painting, which I thought was sick. My friends got me an XL display for my birthday. Was it for Christmas? But it's the Lord of the Rings trilogy as a display. It's in 4 pieces, but it obviously covers the Fellowship, Two Towers, and Return of the King.
That's mad, but I haven't seen Lord of the Rings. but it looks good.
The disgust on Alex.
The look Alex just gave it.
Oh my god!
But it's on my watch list though. I'm waiting for it to like come on like Amazon Prime or Netflix.
I'll believe it. I'll believe it when I've heard that you've watched it.
Okay.
So another one is Horizon Zero Dawn, which is just a fantastic open world game. But the whole concept is sort of humanity's been wiped out. You don't know why, you don't know how, and the world is just full of these machine versions of animals. And you're basically like, no, I don't want to say like Neanderthal, but technology pretty much does not exist. Like you're running around with a bow, shooting dinosaurs made out of metal. Like you can think like sort of Stone Age equipment and tools versus like really, really modern tech. And it's just the weird dichotomy between the two. Kind of hard to explain, and I don't want to ruin any of the story because you might play it one day. But yeah, just the gameplay is as I've described already, and the story is basically figuring out step by step like what happened and how the world came to be this way, and who you are actually is a major point of the story. But yeah, fantastic. And the last one, I can never remember. Oh yeah, the last one, Ghost of Tsushima on the PS4. I think it was the last game that came out before PS5. Another absolutely fantastic game set in, I can never remember the name of the dynasty, but it's like medieval Japan, and it's basically a Japanese samurai, or one of the last Japanese samurai left on this island, facing down the Mongol invasion.
Okay, cool.
And the story of him foregoing the traditional sort of honorable samurai route in terms of it's basically going from being an upstanding samurai to being like, well, he's called the Ghost, but it's more like guerrilla warfare tactics and sort of like, for instance, backstabbing, completely dishonorable. It basically goes from, the traditional upstanding samurai to like an assassin essentially, and foregoing any shred of like honor and decency for the dub.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes to win and save his. Well, so obviously he's doing it for a good reason, to save his homeland. But like, I won't spoil the story, because again, you should play it, Hamish. Absolutely fantastic.
I don't have a PS4.
Yeah, we'll get one.
I do have a new PC setup now because I have
nice.
to warranty replacement on my laptop. But yeah, it would be nice for there to be other games, but I just enjoy Call of Duty right now.
Yeah, no, I'm into Cold War right now.
Shit. We can play across platforms, so we should actually play together then.
Yeah. Add me on. I've got BattleNet. But,
shit. Yeah, we can do that then, because I play on PC.
Yes. Okay. Cool. Yeah, add me after.
Yeah, I'm not much of a gamer. I don't play a lot. I get played, but I don't play a lot.
You get played. That's right. It's not for everyone. But obviously. So what have you been doing to fill your time in the pandemic then?
Chirps.
Chirps.
No, I actually don't know. Time's just.
Do your viewers know what that means?
Yeah. We've mentioned it enough times.
Good. Okay, fine.
But we've got some agony uncle questions.
Oh, okay.
It's like a. Have you heard the term agony aunt, Hamish?
No.
So like, it's basically people come with problems, and you help them out. But we're a couple guys, you know. We're some guys, so agony uncles makes a bit more sense.
You mean a few, because we're more.
Yeah. But the people that send the questions might not know if it was a guy or a girl. Do you know what I mean? So we got some few questions from listeners. We'll see how we go. Got 3 here. We'll see if we get through them. We'll keep it anonymous. So first one is, hi, bit nervous about writing this in, but we'd like to hear what you think. My partner doesn't listen to the podcast, so should be fine. And then a bit of an awkward face. Actually, I'm not sure if I was supposed to read that bit, but anyway. But they should listen to it. My partner has faked a medical emergency every time I try to leave. How can I leave safely for both of us? I say faked because every time there has been holes in the story. One was a car crash, but there was no physical evidence, no hospital evidence. Another was a heart attack, but again, there were holes in the story.
Was there a hole in the heart?
Nice.
So this person...
Good Lord.
And what would you do?
So I want to leave my partner, and every time I try and leave, something's happened, which obviously you feel bad about leaving in that situation, because like, if they're actually being serious.
Didn't you say you'd go serial for your girlfriend?
Yeah, I'll do what I've got to do.
You'd go to
the end of the earth itself.
Exactly, Alex. Alex knows. No. The scenario was like, if she got offered a job in Syria, would I move to Syria with her? And I was like, yeah, why not?
Hot topic.
Character building.
Literally.
Wow. Okay. Well, given that they've had a track record of faking,
lying,
I guess there's no proof though. There's no proof either way that they're being serious.
Yeah, sure.
Do you know what I mean?
But I think, well, obviously you're always number one priority until you can you've got to look after yourself, because nobody else is going to.
Yeah.
And somebody else, if you're not happy in a relationship, I've learned the hard way. It's better to be single than be in a bad relationship. Obviously, you don't want any harm to come to the other person. That's never the aim. But you've got to look after yourself. And if that relationship's not doing it for you anymore, then I think you've just got to stick to your guns, no matter what, really, because it's just a way of keeping you trapped.
Yeah, I'd say you've got to wait until there's a moment where it's impossible for them to fake it. Do you know what I mean? Like
on the shitter.
Yeah, you're just together. Actually, I guess COVID they can't. It's a bit tough. Do you know what I mean? They've got to be like together in the same room, and then you can't like fake it then right there and then. Do you know what I mean?
Either that, or you just send the text. What are you going to do? Meet up? No, because it's illegal. Completely block on everything. You don't hear the response. It's over. Bye. Bit of a harsh way of doing it, but
that would solve the problem. But then what if? Yeah. I don't know. Hamish, what are you saying?
Why also wouldn't you confront them, saying, "How do I know this is true?"
that's assumed going to happen, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I assume they've done that.
Then that's the path I would follow, and it would basically be along Alex's
Typical
route.
Hamish going straight for confrontation.
Better to get out the way.
But then I'm sure they must have
spoken about it.
Yeah, surely.
Or maybe not. Maybe that's why
asking us for the help. You know what I mean?
Imagine offering Aaron and Hamish for fucking help.
Yeah, this is a bit of a deep one as well. This is I wasn't expecting this.
Yeah, no, neither did I. I thought, Christ, was not expecting that. But yeah, I'd reckon stick to your guns. Do what you have to do. If you're not happy anymore, their health and happiness is not your responsibility. Whereas you have to look after yourself, and that involves looking after your happiness. And if the relationship isn't doing it for you, then
wouldn't you help, take care of your partner's health and happiness apart from this scenario? Isn't that part of a relationship or
happiness? No. Health, I would say it's it's not your responsibility, but obviously if you care for someone, you're going to do everything you can to help them out and, safeguard them. But no. My absolute golden rule is you are responsible for your own happiness, and you should never, ever, ever put it on somebody else to make you happy in a relationship. That's the golden rule, because that's just incredibly toxic, putting your happiness in somebody else's hands.
I like that.
You've got no right to do that. And they have no, if they fail, how are they going to feel? They're going to feel guilty for not being able to make you content anymore. So not only are you going to be leaving yourself incredibly exposed, but you're actually also going to be directly impacting somebody else who you seemingly are meant to care for. So it just doesn't work. It's a paradox, an oxymoron.
Yeah, I like it. Hopefully that answers the question. Second email we got is, hi, Aaron plus Hamish plus guest. So I've liked my brother's best friend for quite a while now, and we got closer and closer before COVID, as we normally all hang out together. Anyway, one thing led to another, and we became a thing. I'm really happy, probably happier than I ever have been, but my brother has a problem with it. We haven't really spoken about it. He seemed fine at the beginning, but him and my partner / his best friend don't even speak anymore.
That's right. I feel like I've heard this one.
Which does ring a bell.
Yikes.
Brother's best friend.
I mean, surely it's none of the brother's business. Why would the brother get so offended about his best friend going out with his sister?
We don't actually know the gender. We don't actually know the genders.
Okay.
Basically, first of all, say I'm Aaron's best friend. I shouldn't be going for wait.
So it's like if you or my sister started dating, and then I got pissed off about it.
Yeah. So first of all, I shouldn't be the one putting you in that scenario. Anyways, I shouldn't be going to.
But why not?
Why not? Yeah.
That's just off limits, man.
How?
I saw actually a podcast about this as well.
Surely it's actually better than anything, considering it's probably where half of it comes from. You get on with Aaron. They're in the same family. They've been brought up together. They're probably quite similar in terms of how they act.
You just can't go for your friend's sibling. That's just
why. Why?
Off limits. I don't know.
I think obviously that's a personal decision you've made, but I don't think that's in any unwritten rule or anything. I think that's a purely personal decision from Hamish. But
I think it's quite a common one. No, Hamish's viewpoint, I think a lot of people would think the same as Hamish. Yeah. I don't agree with it, but
I'd say it's fair game.
Hamish, if you had a sister and she was paying, bro.
Don't feel bad if I get the chirps on.
Yeah, I don't think. I think the brother is being a bit unfair.
Yeah, I would agree. I don't think it's any of his business, and he definitely should not be losing a friend over a relationship between his supposed friend and his family member. That just genuinely, I can't understand why you'd get upset about that.
There's a Foot Asylum video, I think, with Chunks, Philly, and Nella Rose, where they were discussing which scenario to be in out of this, going for the best friend's parent or someone else. I forget who it was, or the best friend's ex or something. But yeah,
I could understand if it was an ex. Yeah. That would be off limits. I feel like that has a more understandable view of being off limits.
The way I think is if they're your best friend, surely there's it's basically family at that point, at least by my definition. Yeah. So why would you go for family?
But they're not family. That's the thing.
That's like if you had a best friend who then you like fell in love with. That's like family, right? But that's fine.
Oh yeah, no, Aaron's got a point.
Oh shit. No, but in this case, the scenario is me and you, where it's a sibling of one of the other. Why would you? I don't know. I just wouldn't put myself in that scenario. I'd just be like off limits as soon as.
I think again, it comes down to putting your beliefs onto somebody else.
Also, it doesn't really seem the person said that they haven't really spoken about it. So maybe you just need to like speak to your brother or something.
Yeah, maybe just chat about it.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just feeling offended because you didn't talk to him about it.
Yeah, maybe.
From neither party. That's also fair. That I could understand. If it came, I mean, if you're friends, why wouldn't it
nice.
Come, if you're best friends, why wouldn't it come up in conversation? You know, that is. I'd say
they probably knew that this was going to be a bit awkward,
dicey.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like it's a stupid scenario.
What if it does your opinion change if it wasn't like a sibling? If it was like a cousin?
Maybe with cousins it's a bit less, but with siblings it's definitely no.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the general advice here is just they need to just speak about it.
Yeah, just speak about it first. See what happens.
But yeah, communication. I think that's basically the advice we can all agree on.
Yep, I would agree.
And then if you don't like that, you can choose which one you prefer.
But Hamish is wrong.
Alex
okay. This is the last one. Hey fellas, so great job with the pod. Really enjoying the apps. So basically, I'm in the same boat as the brother Aaron. Oh, fantastic. There's a girl I like, but she has a boyfriend. Cheers. What do you mean, man? How do they know that?
Who are you even talking to, Aaron? Who's sending these emails?
Anyway, I really like her and can't stop thinking about her. I don't really know the guy, but me and the girl are friends. I haven't told... Okay, there's a name here. I haven't told Barbara, but I'm pretty sure she knows. What do I do?
Wait. So who likes who here?
So the guy is friends with this girl who has a boyfriend, and he's also either falling in love with her or has fallen in love with her and doesn't know what to do about it. That one always sucks.
That's pretty much that.
I hate this.
So I think, mate. Oh, actually, I don't know.
Don't be a homewrecker. That's just my advice.
I don't know. I'm kind of like...
That's because you endorse this kind of behavior.
It's a tough one. It's really, really tough.
Someone was in a healthy relationship for 10 years and then you wanted to go chop, so would you do it? Knowing that you could damage something that could be...
I don't know if there's harm in your feelings known.
Yeah, I think...
And then letting them decide from...
Yeah, I think coming clean, being honest, I think coming clean and being honest about it is probably the best port of call. Just explain to her, look, this is how I feel. And that it's either going to go two ways. Either you're going to get the girl or you're not. And then it comes down to, are you going to remain friends or are you going to be ostracized?
What's the size? What?
It just means like got rid of.
Okay. Cut off.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's definitely a tough one. Generally, I would always advocate if someone's in a relationship, leave them alone.
Exactly.
You know, it doesn't matter your feelings. Do the right thing. Let them live their life. But I do agree with Aaron as well in that, yeah, it's just tough, isn't it? I mean, you can't ignore. It's really, really difficult to ignore emotions and feelings, especially of that magnitude.
Put it like this, yeah, Aaron. Yeah, say you're about to basically propose to your girl, and now I've said to your girl, "Oh, I have feelings for you." What happens?
Honestly, I'd feel sorry for you because I would feel more than confident in my relationship.
Okay.
Well, then that's probably
you wouldn't like someone else trying to move to your girl.
I'd only not like it if there was reason not to. There was like it would put it in jeopardy, like the relationship.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Like really, I think I would have like total trust that
in your partner.
Yeah,
I agree.
Obviously, you would be a bit annoyed. Like obviously, you'd be like,
piss off.
What's this guy doing?
Yeah, but I suppose there's no harm in it. I guess, but like being honest with it, I don't think there's any harm in that. It's then you put the ball in the girl's court. Obviously, if she is fully devoted to her boyfriend, then that's going to be it. But if she's not, that's where things can get a bit tricky. I'd say being honest about your feelings. I wouldn't say like trying to sabotage the relationship or anything, but just telling her how you feel is not the worst thing that you could do. Probably the best thing because it leads to a resolution. Either it's going to work out or it doesn't. And either way, you either get what you want or you have to get over it.
Because Hamish, when you feel like, what if in like 10 years time, would you like regret? Like, could you have some regret to maybe just leaving it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Are you saying like not confronting the feelings?
Yeah.
Almost. Yeah.
Wait, so are you saying in this scenario I haven't said to her about this?
Yeah, because if you didn't tell her how you feel, would you then regret it later on?
First of all, I would try to make myself avoid the situation. I spoke about this in the past with other people offline, but I'll make sure I'm not in this position in the first place to be sort of falling for this girl or having this much interaction where it puts you in a situation.
Sometimes you can't help the situation.
So yeah, sometimes you can't help it. That's what love is, right? It's just a big.
First of all, I'm a very confrontational person. So in the stupid scenario where I get into this case, I would have confronted it, and then I would back off because, I don't know. Maybe in this case, maybe I wouldn't have said it. I would just back off because why am I going to try ruin her goddamn relationship because I'm just being some selfish little prick?
Yeah, I think that's probably the most morally correct way to approach it. Like being respectful to the guy and the girl's relationship.
And there's millions of other ladies.
To be fair, I don't think the person's necessarily thinking about like, I'm going to ruin this relationship.
Yeah, he's just probably thinking about it in a vacuum.
Yeah,
I know. Maybe you should ask someone close to you for an opinion. Like, I feel like the people that
that's what they've done. They've reached out to the podcast.
Yeah, obviously we're close, bro.
Yeah, I know. Obviously, the people that are close to me would basically say to me the thing that I would say now in a clear conscience. So that's probably what I need to hear. If I was to reach out to them regarding the situation, which is also lowly likely, because I like to keep everything anonymous. But if you had to, you should do that and then see. But realistically, I wouldn't put anyone else's thing in jeopardy. Yeah, maybe if they're a close friend, you can tell them, "Oh, nah, feelings for you," and you take a break so that it doesn't jeopardize whatever.
Yeah,
but you don't. I don't know. Maybe you need to make sure that it's like the type of feeling that you're enjoying being their friend or you're enjoying being in a relationship with them. You don't need to ruin everything.
The outcomes of this: you either get into a relationship with them, you lose the relationship with them completely, or you remain friends. I don't think there's any other outcome. Good question. Whoever's in this situation, I'm sorry. I think I feel sorry for all of these people, actually. Christ. People be living it rough.
That's COVID's not helping.
Yikes. I hope we've given them some clarity on their situations.
No, I think we have. Yeah, that's all for them.
I'm actually going to ask you guys a question. What would your death row meals be?
Oh.
I would want.
Oh, all right. So, no, hang on. Let me clarify. Starter, first course, second course, optional cheeses, dessert, and it's up to you to specify drink pairings.
Oh, I was going to say, can I just order like the dishes I like most, the exact versions of them, and get them? Like, is that no more suitable? So the first one, the starter is actually.
I mean, if it's on death row, who cares, right? You're going to die anyway. If you have to throw up to eat more, do it.
There's a bit of me that wants to be absolutely petty. So if they're going to like electrocute me or something, then I want to make sure that they get the most horrific smell if I eat the worst foods. But I'm not going to do that. Yeah.
What are you doing, bro? Why you're on death row? Why are you thinking of revenge? just leave it.
Make sure they suffer on my way out as well. I would say Malaysian banana tree, basically vegan satay that they have, the tofu vegan satay or satay, sorry, all you pricks, with the peanut sauce that it comes with, and
that sounds good.
And sweet confritables, perfect mix with sweet chili dip.
That sounds good.
That should be starters sorted. I would want falafel, but I'd want it from like Warwick Library Cafe, ideally, just because they did really good falafel burger / falafel wraps. So Heinz ketchup with sugar this time because I'm gonna die anyway, so it doesn't matter. I'll just get the one with full sugar, full salt.
I was just trying to imagine you say you want falafel from Warwick University Library Cafe.
Yeah,
can't believe that. Shout out Warwick once more.
I'd want chicken biryani made by my parents.
Nice.
I'd want, like the Indian snacks, the fried snacks. I want some samosas and stuff like that from Shoyona. What else is there? Then dessert. What would I want as a dessert? There's probably some more mains I'm missing out, but those are like some of the mains. I'd want a bit of, I want a bit of falafel and stuff. Want a bit of that chicken biryani. I want a bit of aloo paratha. So like potato if you know what paratha is, then it's like a stuffed kind of bread.
Yeah, I got
you. One stuffed with the custom recipe of potatoes that is used at home and spices.
Hamish has got this down. I've never seen someone just reel it off. Like, I had to think about this I was thinking about it last night, and it took me a good long time to come up with an answer. And even then, I would change it on the daily, depending on how I'm feeling.
There's probably a lot more stuff I'd want to add on, but like some of the most things that I would want right now that I can think of. Also for dessert, I definitely want Haagen-Dazs vanilla ice cream and a milkshake from Meat and Shake.
Ever heard someone say, "I definitely want Haagen-Dazs vanilla"?
Yeah, vanilla.
No, they use Madagascar vanilla, the proper one, so it tastes really.
But why don't you add some like?
Did you let me finish?
Chocolate
I said
chips in it or something. I don't know.
Yeah, there's going to be. I said I want a chicken cottage burger, like the OG chicken cottage chicken fillet burger.
Oh,
mate, you said you're dying like twice here or 3 times the amount of stuff you said.
Anyway, I think that's a good meal. What about you, Aaron?
Mine's
one more thing. I'd also want a milkshake from Lola's cupcake milkshake.
Yeah, I agree.
Mine's a large Big Mac meal with strawberry milkshake and an apple pie. No, I'm joking. For starter,
the absolute audacity to reel off a McDonald's order.
The starter, I'd have prawn cocktail.
Do you mean the Skips crisp?
No. No.
Wait, bag of crisps for a start. Yeah. Just get me some Walker's prawn cocktail.
Yeah. I don't.
No, I mean the one where you have all the prawns and then you got the sauce in the middle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's go for that for starter.
For context viewers, he just licked his lips thinking about it. We're on to a winner.
First course, I'll have a dish of nachos. Or nachos, as some people like to say.
Nachos, nice.
Yeah, but like Conway recipe.
Ooh.
Do you eat with a knife and fork, or do you just eat?
No, hands. Go with your hands.
He's an animal. You can tell.
Unless I'm with a girl, then I'll see what the situation's saying. Do you know what I mean?
That's right. He's thinking of a romantic meal.
Yeah. Okay. Then second course, I'm thinking an In-N-Out double animal style burger.
In-N-Out.
Yeah. So West Coast.
They have those here?
No. We're gonna.
He wants it imported.
Get it from California.
Get an import.
And then for dessert, I think sugar pancakes with sugar and
sugar.
Dessert pancakes with sugar and lemon juice. Just the good old
absolute standard.
And you ask for a spliff as well, because if you're dying,
that's not food, Hamish.
You ask for like a brownie, like from Amsterdam.
Maybe you could. You could.
That would be so funny. I'm off my face. Yeah.
Actually, that could be the smart move. That could actually be a smart move.
Then you'd be put to sleep by it anyway, so they could just.
That'd be quite sick. Yeah, good idea.
And then drink. I think I'm gonna go for like a milkshake.
I was going on this line. Where from?
At the moment, I'm leaning to a Shake Shack milkshake.
Oh, okay.
An Oreo or a cookies and cream or a salted caramel. They're the flavors. Oreo, salted caramel, or cookies and cream.
I think there's 3 big names in the milkshake game. TGI Fridays do a sick strawberry milkshake. GBK shakes.
Oh, GBKs are good as well. Yeah.
You know what? Yeah.
GBK shakes, banger. And Shake Shack. I've heard good things of Shake Shack actually.
I'm gonna after whenever we can next meet, I'm gonna take you lot to either Watford or wherever in southwest London there's a Meat and Shake, and I'm gonna make you have the milkshake there. And you're never gonna say these things about these dodgy places like fucking Shake Shack and TGI.
To be fair, the Shake Shack I had was in America, and I feel like it might be better than a Shake Shack you've had.
No, Shake Shack is shit.
Nah, the In-N-Out's got better burgers, but Shake Shack's got better like fries and
just remind me
as well
after this pandemic to make sure we go to Meat and Shake, and trust me,
cool.
I'm not gonna lie, Meat and Shake just sounds like a B-Tech Shake Shack.
Yeah, it sounds like off-brand Shake Shack.
But the drink also, I would consider a double Malibu and Coke, a mango lassi, or a lychee Rubicon.
Oh, Aaron with the culture. Lychee Rubicon. Oh, their sparkling mango sick as well.
Oh, I like the like mango juice drink instead of the fizzy one.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I'd take both, but the lychee banger.
Yeah.
Right, I'm so hungry right now. I hope you're
in it. Why have I done this? It's midday. I've asked you your death row meals, and I'm sitting here famished.
Alex asked that because we're on our final questions now, and his first question is, "What is your death row meal?"
So, like I said, I was thinking about it last night. My answer's changed already, but last night I came up with the answer of like, for starters, like mixed platters of like cold meats, cheeses, smoked salmon,
Oh, smoked salmon. Fuck.
Smoked salmon banging, you know. I could tell by the prawn cocktail starter that you're a man of culture.
Wait, Aaron, did you have a fish and chips on your way out as well? Like,
I did think fish and chips, or maybe instead of the nachos, but
yeah, like all classic starters like Parma ham and melon, insalata tricolori, which is like mozzarella, tomato.
I don't know what you said, but that sounded fucking sick.
Yeah, like cold meats, cheeses, smoked salmon, just all of those little nibbles that you can, almost like tapas. In fact, throw some fucking Spanish tapas in there. Yeah, just all those little nibbles that you can have like scattered around the table. Oh, some foie gras as well. All with some nice crusty white bread or baguette. First course, I think I'd have ramen.
Ramen, okay.
Nice big bowl of ramen. Second course, I think I'd go, I want to say steak, but it's a bit bland. But yeah, I'd feel bad for not having a pizza. But I do love a good steak. You know, steak, chips, pepper sauce, beautiful. And some side salad.
Yeah. Oh, maybe I might add the Pizza Hut salad bar into my into my thing.
I think I'd skip cheeses if I had it in the starter. Dessert, I would go for a mixed selection of lemon tart, chocolate lava cake, and watermelon. And for dessert, I'd have a GBK shake. I think I'd go something with peanut butter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that'd be quite nice, I think. To go with the steak, I'd have a nice glass of red wine. My dad's quite into wine, so he's in with the wine culture. So I'd have a nice glass of.
I was going to say Tesco Value Box wine.
No, man. I think it's I think it's a Rioja, but it's the 890 Rioja. It's like 150 quid a bottle. It's good stuff. No, I think it's more than that. I think it's £200 a bottle. I'd have a nice glass of that with the steak. I'm not sure if I'd have a drink with the ramen, considering it's mostly liquid anyway.
Yeah, it's kind of like soupy.
I don't know. You forgot one dessert, by the way, creme de la Rio.
That's a given.
But yeah, I think that'd be my death row. I'd be happy with that meal. I'd be sad that I'm not having a nice Neapolitan pizza. I mean, to be honest, I might just cheat and ask for a Neapolitan pizza anyway for takeaway. Takeaway to the chair.
Hamish added on about 5 extra things you can have. It's fine.
I'm still thinking of things I can add on now, but it's just too much.
Just die of food.
Just basically have a bit of everything, and have a bit of every single food you like, and go out.
Yeah, if you can do that, like just smaller portions of each thing, maybe.
Well, the second question is, what's on your bucket list?
Shit, I should have thought about this already. But okay, skydiving for sure. I've been skiing, but it doesn't mean that I can't add it to the bucket list to go again. I want to go skiing in Austria because I haven't been there before.
Nice.
Great Barrier Reef. I think that'd be pretty sick.
Yeah.
Either snorkeling or diving. Bungee jumping, I think would be pretty cool. Similar sort of thing to skydiving. Maybe if I go skydiving, I won't also need to go bungee jumping. But hey, it's a bucket list. Why not add both? Funnily enough, I've still never been to Rome. I definitely want to go to Rome. I want to go to quite a lot of places.
Yeah.
I think Asia would be pretty cool to visit. I want to go to Chile. Have you guys looked at, like, Chile looks phenomenal.
Yeah, no, South America would be one of mine.
Yeah, Peru, that'd be quite cool. Seeing Machu Picchu. Niagara Falls might be quite decent. There are so many beautiful places. So many. Private jet, fly on a private jet. I think that'd be quite cool. Quite an experience.
I want to fly on Drake's one just for the sake of it.
Christ. I think also I'd want to go to space. I think seeing the Earth from space would be not life-changing, but I would definitely think it would be one of those things that would stick with you for the rest of your life.
Yeah, sure it would.
Yeah, if they're going to send me to die, just chuck me into space.
Oh no, that would be a horrible way to die. Floating on your own until you run out of oxygen. Or collide with a tiny rock.
Yeah, no, that's a good selection of stuff, I think. Third and final question. So this is a question we ask every guest that comes on, and it's, what has been your most memorable third wheeling experience?
So it's not technically a third wheel experience, I guess, but I was asked out on a date by a girl to go ice skating. I took one of my best mates along with me at the time, for backup and moral support.
Wait, so it's just you? It's the girl that asked you to go out?
No. She's got a couple of friends with her.
Okay.
So I've taken one of my friends with me. I've spent most of the date with her, but one of her friends and one of my and my mate sort of, well, there must have been spark. I didn't see them because obviously I was busy at the time, falling on my arse. Ice skating's hard. You'd think that I'd be able to ice skate after being skiing, but no. But yeah, it seems like my mate and one of her mates hit it off, and they've been in pretty much a relationship for coming on, if not already past 8 years. And it all started from that first date because that's how they met.
So it's largely thanks to you for asking him to come.
I wouldn't say it's largely thanks to me. I would say it's completely thanks to me. And I may or may not mention it at their wedding.
That's nice.
But
that's nice.
I'd say that's probably. I don't know if that fits the question, but
that does.
Yeah, we take anything,
any and all.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'd be it.
And the next section is a call out, so you can basically nominate one or many people to hopefully be a guest.
Oh man, I nominated many people at the start of our conversation when we were talking about Warwick. Just take any of them: Bellet, Hassan, Cam, Jitan,
all the Dons,
Aki, any of the Dons, Fuchs, McPherson.
Awesome. We'll be tagging a lot of them.
Alex comes through with a list.
Yeah, last bit is just a bit of a shout out. So basically, anything you want to give a shout out to or plug can be literally anything you want. Yeah, floor's yours, Alex, if you have anything.
Yeah, no, considering it came up so much, I'm going to shout out anyone that I've mentioned here in the pod just for all those memories that we made at university, reminiscing about them here, and probably whenever we meet up as well, is always lovely, as I'm sure you guys can agree with. So yeah. Oh, also to add to the list, Matt Smiles from Northern Sock.
Oh yeah,
big lad. There's so many more people that deserve a mention, but I can't.
Yeah, no worries.
But yeah, no, just shout out to many people that went to Warwick Uni.
Yep, big up. Hamish, anything?
Yeah, I was gonna shout out the album by Fredo called Money Can't Buy Happiness, and obviously has one of the banging tracks on there called Money Talks featuring Dave, which I'm sure everyone must have heard by this point. If not, check it out. Banging album.
Cool. I'm going to shout out, so about 10 months ago, I made a website called Rona.live, which is kind of like a COVID-19, just has a bunch of numbers. But basically, I'm remaking it for some reason. I just decided to maybe redesign it and add in some vaccination stuff, make it a bit more positive than just showing those who have COVID and those who have died. So yeah, go check that out when that's live, hopefully when this episode comes out.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So yeah, Alex, thanks a million for coming on.
Yeah, no, thanks for the invite, lads.
It was great.
I've really enjoyed my time.
Yeah. This been recording for almost 3 hours.
Christ.
So yeah, we've been going at it.
We've been chatting.
Yeah. Hopefully everyone else has enjoyed the episode as well, and we'll catch you all next week.
All right, have a good day, everyone.
All right, see you guys.
All right, take care.
Bye.
Peace, risk, never too hard for the peace. I've seen some things, my brothers, they losing their peace.